like somebody had something maybe blow up on track, and that's what's delayed us. And
you're about 105.
yeah, it felt slow.
Well, because you didn't know, we just needed to go faster, quicker.
I watched her pedal her cadence. If she looked comfy, I just stayed comfy.
Event. We had at least 3 major issues with the vehicle, the trailer, the tires for the vehicle, that would have made it impossible for us to even get here.
Yeah, I mean, she was going in that video. I mean, she moved back and forth. If Shay gets a wiggle, a wind blast, whatever, it's going to be nice to pull her into that center line, because if she goes over and hits a bar, game over.
And they came out in 1995 and broke John's record, which was 152 miles an hour, to the new record, which is 166.9 miles per hour.
Number is, but that looks like a record. Awesome.
Awesome.
Thank you, John.
You did it.
I want to do that again.
You did awesome. Yeah, you know how to go for it. Oh my gosh.
Okay, so what I want to do here is talk a little bit about Denise and what she's accomplished this whole time. Not only did she set the speed record at 183 miles an hour, but she also broke the men's record by 17 miles. She's also broke the women's record before, set it at 147 miles. She also is a world human-powered multi-rider bicycle female world record holder at 64 or 61 miles. She also is a U.S. woman-powered bicycle record holder, non-motor paced, at 70.6 miles. She owns 16 or 18 national cycling championships, mountain biking, road, velodrome, paracycling. She's done Ironman and half Ironman finisher. She's competed in 61 half marathons in 37 states, competed in 9 marathons in 4 continents, including Antarctica and the Great Wall of China. She's also a business owner herself, called the Rancho Santa Fe Security Systems. And she's done a great job. And I just wanted to talk to her a little bit. I know I'm going to read, but she's 51 years old. She set the speed record after setting her own one 2 years afterwards. And we can kind of talk about that, Denise, how we met before and that, and how we helped you on out with that Beamer, when you can kind of explain all that situation and what you've experienced with Beamer.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you. I was getting tired just listening to the list myself and going, oh my gosh. I guess it's not until you do a retrospective look that you realize, wow, that's a lot. I guess it's fair to say I love setting goals and definitely reaching for them. Like the marathons, those aren't anything to write home about. They're completions, but it was a goal. And I think that's it. When we go back to when we met Ian, gosh, that was, I think, 2014 is back at the sporting club. when we had first met, and then you had introduced me to the Beamer as part of my preparation, and I was doing a lot of alternative training because there's physical training in order to be able to accomplish these goals, but then there was also the mental and other methods that people were not used to. They're always used to seeing you out on a bike or in the gym, but there are a lot of other ways, and that's where Beamer comes in and helping with the recovery, helping with the muscle stimulation. And one of my favorite parts, and I know I say this every time, is it's my go-to every single night. I turn on my rest mode or my sleep mode, whatever you want to call, and that's part of actually to this day my daily routine also. For me, obviously, accomplishing quite a bit requires it requires the body to be at its peak performance, and you want to give your body everything, just like your nutrition, and the Beamer definitely provides that for me in the recovery process and preparation. I did have 20 years of not racing between being what you call a junior till I came back into the sport, and almost actually all of the running accomplishments and all of my speed records all were after the age of 40. And so when you look at the fact that your body is not in its perfection shape compared to when you're a teenager, you really want to be able to throw everything at it to be able to have it perform at the best. And yes, so what I've done since the speed records, so 2016, I trained, and that's when I first met Ian in preparation for the 2016 record to set a women's record, because there was no women's record for that land speed record. And I apologize, the video didn't have quite as best a sound. I'm sure, Ian, you probably heard it, but it didn't translate to everybody out here on the Zoom world, all of the sound. But I did set a women's record, as Ian said, at 147.7 miles per hour. And I knew I could go faster, and had quite a few challenges between 2016 and 2018 to be able to accomplish that. Namely finding sponsorship in order to have a new vehicle, because there was two different styles of vehicles, and that's one of the most expensive elements. But I also ended up having an injury that I utilized Beamer to help me recover from, in two different major injuries. One was a major bicycle crash that broke my shoulder blade and a few ribs, and took me off the bike for 6 weeks. And so I utilized the Beamer in order to help with my recovery. And also then in 10 months or 11 months before my ultimate speed record, I was at a firearms competition, because I also own a security business. So we do have firearms as part of our business. And so I was at a competition. There was a malfunction on a aftermarket trigger, and I ended up with a entry and exit wound on my leg from a 9mm bullet. And so I also, and of course, I thought everything was over at that point, until we realized it really just, thank God, went under the surface of the skin, and was able to be back on the bike literally a week later. But the percussion caused a lot of bruising. And again, those are the areas that, the circulatory help is amazing when you're recovering from damage to the body. But I know I don't want to I go ahead and ask away, Ian, because I know I've done so much involved with Beamer, including, the Race Across America. I know Greg Peterson's on the call, and I was on the crew for the world record breaking Race Across America. And it was really an honor to be able to be there serving as a crew member and not as an athlete, but to be able to watch all the amazing things firsthand. Again, utilizing the Beamer with these athletes that are what I did is, we all have different levels of challenge that we've done, but to be able to push your body 5 straight days with literally only rest interspersed between that, to be able to break a record, it was phenomenal to be part of that process too.
So you've given a lot to Beamer, to the team, by being on that. We really appreciate that. And I think the crew really love that you were part of the whole team. You've been one of our sports ambassadors before. You've been using Beamer, obviously, but you've also didn't just hang up your cleats or your biking shoes. You've done a lot of different things, and you still are doing a lot of different things. Tell us a little bit about that team cycling thing, about that rocket thing that you
Yes.
did.
So you saw just a brief picture of it. It looked like a big, long 45-foot rocket. And that is also a speed record, but is a speed record without drafting. So we had no vehicle in front of us, and it was 5 women in what they call a recumbent position. So you normally cycle upright. Well, this cycling is almost laying down with your legs in front. And so, yeah, I guess there you see the pictures in the lower right-hand corner there. So that's me in the front position. I was the driver or the captain of 5 women. And so there's 4 in line right behind me. And we went 61.94 miles per hour. We blew the doors off of the women's record, and we were within 0.98 miles an hour of breaking a 1980 men's record. And that record is for multi-rider and multi-track, meaning more than 2 wheels, more than 1 rider. And we did that with 5 women. And that was a phenomenal feat to be able to be part of that. I sort of always joke that once you do something a little crazy, you get asked to do a lot of crazy things. For those of you that remember the old Life commercials and Mikey, here, Mikey, he'll eat it. He'll do it. It's sort of, once I did the land speed record, along came a lot of unusual, requests, one of which was to do the sprocket rocket, one of which, I did the human powered vehicle, which is a single person, 2 wheels, and I went 70.6 miles an hour, setting a U.S. women's record. And so just every year, there's always a little something that's, a little carrot out in front of me, because I love working on goals. Not all of them are record breakers. Like I mentioned, I'm still in process of doing all of the continents for a marathon. And in fact, since my travels are going to take me to Australia, New Zealand, and also Europe this year, and I'm back in running shape, because you can't just decide to do one of those if you've stopped running for a while, which I had to do these speed records, because it was a very different type of training. It's like training for a marathon is different than training for a 100-meter sprint. And these elements were very much short efforts, short explosive efforts. And so the marathons is hours of effort. So I am back getting into marathon shape, and I'll be doing Australia, New Zealand, and I'll be at Ibiza in Europe to do that one. So I still create goals. My goals, I am going to do a bunch of duathlons at the World Championships and National Championships. But in all reality, and people don't believe it when I say I'm doing that for fun, so I'm really just getting there to be able to accomplish and do things in different places with unique set of goals. So I have no aspirations, nor am I in the running. I'm not a runner at a world champion level, but I know I can do it and have fun with it. And I think that's an important element, is you never stop having fun, never stop setting goals, and never stop being able to go after something health-wise that's going to keep your body moving. And again, coming back to the Beamer, it's just like nutrition. I value the Beamer just as much as I do my nutrition, which is feed your body and take care of your body as best you can. And that way it's going to perform for you at maximum performance for the longest amount of time.
So you're traveling. You're now a motivational speaker. You've accomplished so many great things. And the dual cycling is going on right here with Amy Dixon, another friend of mine. She's blind, so you were kind of her leader. And was it a triathlon that you guys were doing, or was it just cycling on that one?
We won a national championship on the velodrome. So it was just cycling. That's a single speed bicycle, no brakes. And we did that at the velodrome up in LA.
Which is amazing. And just all these different things, and you're still going and still making these things happen. So Beamer is very much wanting to talk about longevity and about how Beamer plays in a role for that. So obviously it sounds like you value being able to use that Beamer because you're so busy. I know you like to use it while you're going to bed, while you're turning it on right then, because we know you could sit down for at least a period of time, or lay down for a period of time, because you're always on the go and doing different things. And I know that.
Yeah, with that message, and it's very, very true, much like I mentioned the nutrition, it's not like when you're training, I know when you look at an athlete, a lot of people can't relate, and they go, oh, well, that's just this person peak way up here. And of course, they're going to use whatever is necessary to give them that peak performance. But like I said, it's just like nutrition. You don't stop eating well for longevity. When you're done with a performance goal, you end up using that for longevity also. So again, your nutrition that you have, utilizing the Beamer is just elements of being able to live the best life that you can live. Why would you stop doing something that you can integrate, everybody can integrate into their lives? And we all want to have a not just long life, we want to have a long and positive life, because believe me, I don't want to be around if I'm unable to enjoy life. So I definitely want to be able to enjoy life for a long time, as healthy as I can be.